In this video, guys, I'm going to give you 5 pieces of advice if you're a brand new trader. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. Alright, so I know there's quite a new bunch of subscribers that have joined. It's kind of a flurry, you get a kind of steady flow, but it's been a bit of a flurry. Lots of questions coming in, etc. And I know that a lot of people are kind of new to trading. A lot of people come from perhaps crypto into Forex space or into the trading space in general. I know apps like Robinhood and all this kind of stuff have made it a bit more accessible perhaps for other people. So if you're brand new to trading, here's kind of my advice for you. And there's lots of other stuff when I've done deep dives into this on the whiteboard where I've talked about this in a little bit more detail, but I kind of wanted to keep this brief and to share with you some of my thoughts from 18 years of trading now, almost 19 years. Okay, so the first piece of advice is that you should only study 1 or 2 markets at a time. So pick 2. It doesn't really matter what they are at this point in time. If you want to trade currencies, that's fine. Pick 2 pairs only. If you want to trade stocks, that's fine. Again, pick 2 stocks only. Whatever it may be, whether you're trading indices, currencies, commodities, or you want to straddle the 2 and say, like, I want to pick 1 currency pair and 1 index, like the Dow, and I want to trade Euro, US dollar, for example. Whatever, just pick 2 and focus on them. The second piece of advice is to then look for 1 individual setup, just 1 setup for now, that you can use on both of those trades. So whether that is, hey, I look for a drive off the open during regular trading hours. For example, the UK opens at 8 AM. I look for that in the GBP, USD and in the FTSE. Or it's I look for a bull flag on a really strong day. Or it's I look for a fake out to the highs. Now, these pretty much make sense to you if you're brand new to trading. And go and just kind of check out some more of my videos I've done. We'll talk about some different setups and strategies. If you're brand new, probably wait to have a look at that until you've got a few trades under your belt. It's more perhaps intermediate and advanced. But there's plenty of other stuff out there. Loads of content, loads of free content as well. And it doesn't have to be my stuff. The point is just pick a strategy, whatever strategy it is. It doesn't matter for the time being. The biggest killer for new traders is to try to look at too many things and they try to study too many markets and too many setups. Find some rules for setups online, videos, whatever it may be. Pick the setup you like. Normally you don't even know if it's any good or not, but get the rules of it. And you've got your 2 markets and focus on those only. Do not get seduced. This is almost like a challenge to you. Don't get seduced by shiny object syndrome. All that market's moving over there. All that's doing over there. All that person's using that setup and working. Because what will happen is you'll struggle with that setup for a while that you've got, and then you'll go, I'll try that one. I'll try that one, and you'll never get any good. Which brings me to number 3, which is only risk a very small amount of capital. So put the least amount of capital you can into your trading account that allows you to control the minimum position size and allows you for a few days of loss. So whatever that may be, depends on who you're trading with. Check out our channel sponsor if you're looking for a broker, if you're brand spanking new. But regardless of that, the point is if you just have a small amount in your trading account, then that means that the price of tuition is so low. You know, I've said this before, and if you knew you would have heard me say this, but you can pay whatever tuition you want. That's the beauty of the market. If you want to start off with a £500,000 account, then you can do that. And more than likely, you will get hurt with that. If you want to start off with a £1,000 account, then you can do it. Some restrictions with margin, but you get my point, the order of magnitude there. You can pay the tuition fee you want to pay. So why pay that much? Why not pay the tuition fee of a low amount, expect to lose it over time? Just like if you were starting a business, no one expects really to make profit from day one. They expect to spend a fair chunk of time, maybe a year, maybe 6 months, depending on what, 2 years, you know, getting some traction, getting the product ready, getting whatever it may be, getting it out there. So that's just normal. So expect to lose. So you've got the markets, the setup, and of course the amount of money. Now the 4th thing is to come up with a good way to recognize when you are emotional about a trade. Now you might say, what has this got to do with trading? Everything. When you start to become more advanced in your trading. Now, you've been trading for a few months, you will start to recognize that it's a lot more about mindset than it is about actually finding and picking winning trades. And if you can, from day one in your trading, start to recognize when you're angry that you've missed a trade, when you're annoyed that you've been stopped out, whatever the emotions are, when you feel great that you've made a winning trade and you start to think about all the money that you're going to make, recognize these emotion extremes and start to note them down. You will be years ahead of the people who have blindly pushed through without accepting and recognizing emotions and are trading, probably spinning their wheels, not getting to where they want to be, and trying to get over that later on. It's better to deal with that now, and you might think that's completely useless advice, but I can assure you, if you become a little bit more self-aware with how you're feeling when you're trading, you will be able to accelerate that learning curve. And the fifth and final thing that I want to share with you, a tip for trading, is to make sure that you manage your risk. Do not trade too much size. Yes, your account size can be small, but people can still leverage themselves up. Trade the smallest possible size. Get off a demo as quick as possible. By all means, go on a demo account, check out the platform, know how it all works, put some orders through your tickets, your stops, your limits, etc. If those phrases aren't familiar to you, go and check out videos where we talk about stops and limits, different order types. But keep the position size as small as possible. And rather than saying, I'm going to increase my position size at some point in the future, say to yourself, get a timetable out and say, I am going to trade this size for the next 3 months, regardless of what my P&L is. And obviously, the money you've got in your trading account should be able to account for some of the loss there. And if you make money over 3 months, then great. Do not be tempted to increase that position size, because doing that kills more people than you know. They start to increase size, they start to trade more often, they start to do all the things that are just so damaging for a trader. And when you combine it with all those other things like trading big size, new trader, big size, heightened unaware of emotions, trading different markets, trading different setups, your account goes lower quicker than whatever you can say that goes down quickly. But you get the idea. If you keep it sensible, if you start to note down as many things as you can, if you just keep position size low, you put a low amount of money in your trading account, you focus on 1 or 2 things, you will accelerate the learning curve so much more than the person who makes all these mistakes. I'm not saying you're going to make mistakes, you're going to make loads of mistakes, but makes all those mistakes and has to start again and start again and start again and go through all that pain. Far better to avoid all that and stick to some of those rules. Those are my rules, guys. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing. We talk about trades, talk about setups, talk about strategies, mindset, all the good things we study. Talk about books, talk about some of the great traders out there. It's a good channel for a trader to be subscribed to. Take care, whatever you're doing. Bye bye.